I think I can take him. I just think Elizabeth was kind of a wuss about that.
She was a bit of a
Elizabeth
bitch
is not a fighting character, that is.
Elizabeth just like dies and stuff. I don't think many would do that.
Hey, the post delivered something for you today. Hold up, let me get it. Oh wait, whoa, this was here all along.
For those listening, Syriinx just flipped me off.
That is way too long of a comeback.
I gotta figure out which damn
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You
I
can.
time limit.
I feel.
Judge Judy.
I feel like I'm losing control of my own group here. I have no control. At the beginning of this game, when we started this campaign, you all respected me, and you all thought I was in control. And now I'm a joke.
Anybody.
I'm gonna be honest. The only time I respected you was somewhere in the middle of episode 9.
Oh. Ow. Ow. All right, I deserve that. All right, let's.
Do you though?
You don't deserve it.
No, we love you, Matt.
It's all right.
Get the fucking game started.
It's been said. It's been said. So, let's get into it. Right. So, last time we left off, you guys had just sort of met the woman by the name of Maddie Neelan, a rather erratic but sort of interesting young woman who held a shotgun to Nahia's chest before finally agreeing to have a bit of a chat with you. Seems she's had a run-in with Grace as well. He's promised her many things and turned her down and fucked with her a bit and fucked with her head. And as such, she's gunning for revenge a little bit on him. They went out to the local diner and decided to have a wee chat over everything that had transpired and what would be the plan going forward. And as they did talk over this, in the meantime, Elizabeth Weiss was essentially killed by a man she had known as a professor by the name of Professor Niles, who actually turned out to be a figure that you've all known of for a while, but didn't actually ever see. A man by the name of Fear. He had pretended to meet you earlier through another person, but in truth now gave his identity out for who he was as he tied Elizabeth up in ribbons and dropped her into the sea. As she plummeted into the darkness, she experienced a vision of death waiting for her, weighing her heart. Right before she was about to pass through into the other side, she was snatched away. Returning to her bed, her entire sheets and bedding soaked through with salt water. Her wife standing over her and terrified and crying. You all discussed what the plan would be moving forward. Dante, you met up with Elizabeth, talked over her, what she had gone through, and at the closing of last episode, you were left waking up on Wednesday morning with Wednesday morning's paper, 2 days ahead of you, knowing that Ned, the fight that you had been invited to, would be coming on Friday, and the weekend afterwards would be an extreme storm that the local, what do they call it? Not meteorologist, is it meteorologist? It's meteorologist, isn't it? Yeah, the local meteorologists were describing as completely unforeseen. This incredibly powerful storm that seems to have come from nowhere. As you all prepare for that, you now have 2 days until the fight and then the storm. What are you doing in your 2 days? This is going to count as downtime, but before we jump into that, would someone like to give me a monologue? And I would like, actually, a monologue from Nahia, please. As we've not had a monologue for a while from her.
Because I'm stupid.
So, Nahia, what is going on in your head as you wake up on this fine Wednesday morning?
It's a feeling of foreboding, I think would be the right word. At this point, she doesn't even know what to categorize it as, because it feels like maybe things are coming to a head, but there's still that uncertainty of, where things are going to stand, especially with the fight on Friday, finding out more about.
Well, Ned, have you posted the details that the fight is going to be sooner than you thought yet? Ned, have you posted that?
I would say that Ned would have updated the group.
Okay, so yeah, you do know that the fight is going to be on Friday, yeah.
Okay. And I think it's just a lot of uncertainty. Okay. And I'm gonna tie this into the fact that I said she's gonna spend her 2 days working on her own mythos, because at this point, from the people she's around and what she's learned, is that something that she can at least pretend she can control?
Okay.
As opposed to just the uncertainty of everything else she's facing.
So these whole 2 days you're doing just focusing on your mythos and trying to break down your mythos. Okay, how are you doing this?
Good question. With the knowledge she has right now, I think she's going to try to see what triggers the more strong aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a lot of looking over what happened in the manor, what happened in other fights, what were connecting points between this, that, and the other, and then the good old scientific method of testing and seeing what happens.
So I imagine there's a lot of contemplation, and then you're testing this. How are you going to smash shit, or what are you doing to test this?
Yeah,
okay.
Is there a wooded area near Lakeview?
It would be about a 20-minute drive outside the city, but there is a forest out there. Yeah.
I think that's where she goes, and it's just going to be.
Okay.
Smashing trees.
You drive out. Kingston is at practice today because he's got a game coming up quite soon. As do you, but your training isn't until later, sort of in the day. You head out into the middle of this the forest. It's a bit of a drive, but it's basically what would be considered essentially a park, though it's a forest. It's called a park, though it is a forest. You get out there and you go for a walk there, and as you start to step through these various signs sort of giving you dog walking paths, and there's constant reminders on the path, sort of like, this is the orange path, this is the yellow path, and these are all for different areas of competency for making your way through the forest. There's not a huge amount of people here, though, and as you head along one of the paths, you quickly jump into a secluded part of the forest and find yourself alone. The scent of pine and the thickness of the trees, the trees are coming around from all over you, and it feels very different. There's very rarely is there such thing as a truly wild forest in the modern world these days. Most of the time it's a sort of an artificial forest, a forest where the trees are chopped down regularly for wood and they all form up at the same kind. This is a truly natural forest. The trees twist amongst each other, a sort of a endless fight for sunlight and sustenance. And as you stand there, you do what to test it?
I hate to do a movie reference, but the first thing I think of is the scene from Kill Bill Volume 2, specifically.
Yeah.
Where she's just standing there throwing the punches.
Against a tree.
Against a tree.
Brilliant. Give me a hit with all you've got, please.
Cool.
Add any tags relating to strength, your blood powers, your abilities, anything that relates to you punching shit, basically.
I'm not gonna do expanded endurance.
You're not gonna do expanded endurance? Okay.
Unless you
I mean, you're punching a tree for a good while.
That is true. The good while is what sells it. I'm gonna do flurry of attack.
Yep, definitely.
otherworldly strength.
Yes, definitely.
Sacrifice needed.
Sacrifice
And
needed?
physical-
Okay.
I'm not going to say sacrifice needed yet, because
I was about to say,
I'm
that will
assuming
come...
she hasn't done enough to draw.
There's
Yeah.
definitely not a sacrifice here. Are you bringing the dog with you, by the
so-
way? Is the dog with you?
No. Terry's not with
Okay,
her.
Terry's not with you. Okay.
And then I'm going to do physical beings and constructs.
I would almost allow... Oh, no, okay. Yeah, got it. Perfect. Okay, go for it. Hit with all you've got.
And that's hit with all you got.
With a +4. That is a great success of 11. Okay. I mean, you don't really need a... You just start to pummel this tree. And it starts off slow. Just boom, boom, boom. And with each punch, it feels like you're connecting. You flash back to a moment of your shoulder slamming into another girl as you tackle her and take her down. There's a boomf next to your punch hits, and you feel yourself running across the line, ball in arm, as someone slams into you, and you just toss them off like they're nothing, and you keep running. And you punch again, and you're in the house, and you feel yourself ramming against that door as that spectral door decides to deceive you, and your shoulder crunches through it like it's nothing. And you realize you live off this. This is you. Your fist slams in again, and this time the bark shatters as your fist strikes. The next time your fist hits, splinters and bits of wood go flying in all directions as you continue to hit. Your fist getting faster and faster, little bits of blood speckling off your knuckles. But that only makes it better. And as your fists come faster and faster and faster, you realize you are tearing through the entire trunk of this tree, and with a deep and guttural the tree groans, and with a crashing sound, it crashes down into the undergrowth and cuts its way through the other trees. You are left standing there, bloody-knuckled, breathing heavily, as this pine tree lies down on the ground. Chunks of bits of tree and shredded wood lie around you. You stand there for a moment. What is your question for your mythos?
Let's see. I think the question for the mythos would be, what can I do to assure harnessing this? Does that make sense?
You stand there, breathing in deeply. The air, cool air, sucking into your lungs and out. You're alone. Just the sound of the birds and the fallen tree beside you, an ancient, gigantic carcass, almost like a whale that you've pulled out of the water. And you feel both the supremacy of what you've done and a pure elation at your ability to do it. And that is where you feel it, that this is it. It's in the overcoming, in the beating, the outmaneuvering. It's the strength of the fight. And as you stand there and breathe it in, you get it now. It's that same feeling when you make the try and when you tackle the other girl. It's that fight. I want you to put an attention on one of your mythos themes, please. Okay. What are you asking?
Oh, I was gonna say, do you want to know which one, or?
I will check after.
Both of them.
I'll check after.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay. Who would like to go next? What are you doing with your 2 days? Ned Halford.
Does Ullmanoch have a mall?
Have a mole? It has several. You're in Lakeview right now.
Yes.
Okay. There is a large mall in sort of just on the edge. There's where the main road crosses across Lakeview and meets with Yarndale. There's a very, very large mall there that is just this. It's like almost like a fucking palace. It's a huge thing full of hundreds and hundreds of stores.
I see. Well, what Ned does is on what day is it today?
It is Wednesday.
So on this lovely Wednesday afternoon, exactly when all the kids are getting off from school and everyone's getting off from work, right? When the mall is most popular, he goes to the mall with them, and they go clothes shopping, right? This doubles up as
with
Ned
with
trying to,
Todd.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Hear me out. The goal here is also to just spend a lovely day with Todd, but also to double up and decide his new look for the fight. How he's gonna show up, what costume he's gonna be in.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a brief idea of how you're going about this.
Well, they just clothes shop, but
They just
Ned,
clothes shop, but like, I mean, is there aim to go to like the most expensive stores, or are they just sort of trolling for something they like? And what sort of thing is Ned? What kind of outfit is Ned looking for here?
I'd say the goal is to probably go to as many stores as possible rather than just the most expensive ones, but they are also on the list. They want to spend like a whole day at the mall. That's the idea.
Okay.
Doing a bunch of random shit, but the main goal for Ned is to get a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna mark this as like a change the game / juice building for your next thing.
Yeah. Preparation.
It's a preparation, yeah. Okay, right. I want you to gain. So what you're gonna do? Give me like, is there a specific outfit that you're looking for? Like you just trying to look amazing. How you want to look?
He always.
What message are you trying to send with your clothes?
Superiority.
Superiority. Okay, then I know exactly. Okay, you stroll around the mall for a while, and just give me an investigation, just for the sake of something else. This is not. You're not going to ask any questions. It's just if you do high enough, you'll find something else.
And Ned's walking through the mall with big bags. Todd also has big bags. They're full of stuff. All right. I'm gonna use. Okay. Can I use a lavish lifestyle?
Definitely.
Yeah. Can I use lots of fucking money?
Yes, I'll allow that one. Yeah.
And can I use Todd? Because you might notice this.
Yes, because he's with you. Yeah, you can allow it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna choose not to use celebrity for this one. That's why I'm here at peak population. Investigate.
Okay. Right, that was a 9 with a power of 3, which is a mild success. So, the majority of your day you spend going from shop to shop. You head to like the sort of the Hugo Bosses and the Lacrosses and all the big names. You get yourself into various different costumes. There's a bit of a montage here between you and Todd, each trying on various outfits and figuring out what looks best on you. You spend a veritable fortune on clothes, but nothing's quite right. I'm going to say with a mild success, you are going to find this place. But there will be it will expose you to danger. I'm not going to tell you what, but you will. You are heading through the mall. On the right is like a KFC, and then there's like a Levi's, and then there's another sort of shop past that. And you sort of turn to look at Todd and like, hurry up, Todd! And he's like carrying various bags of yours as he hurries up to keep up with you. And you turn around and you see it. There's a doorway that has appeared between the Levi's and the KFCs. And as you look at it, the door just and opens a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And it is a black doorway. Pretty simple looking.
I just kind of stare at it. Do I get anything other than it's just a black door?
You get an alluring feeling of just luxury and that you're being invited somewhere. Just from looking at it. There's some weird feeling like... You get a weird feeling that no matter where you were walking in this... this door would have appeared to you. And this door is waiting for you.
See... So, yeah, Ned floats into the door as if he smells pie. on a front windowsill. It just, without even really noticing that he walks into it.
You step towards the door and push it open, seeing that the knocker is in the shape of a twisted black spider with two talons enclosed into like a knocker point. You push it open
fancy.
And step inside and find yourself in a room that doesn't fit with the space that you saw it through. It was just a single door between two shops. Yet inside here is a massive space, wall to wall, covered in clothes. Fine clothes of silk and various other different sort of like sipping into colors and sort of some, you see sort of like a suit with like scaled look to it. Greens, blacks, purples, every color imaginable, but all dripping with that unmistakable chicness of everything that's in fashion. You step inside and you see that there is 2 levels to it, a set of stairs going up to your right, and all along it, suits and dresses going up like across, from the various levels. There is a young man waiting for you, greyish hair that is long, that he has pulled up into a bun behind his head, little bit of a scraggly goatee beard, and he's just sort of watching you calmly. He goes, "Hello, how can I help you?"
I love this place. I'm looking for something
Fabulous,
regal.
glorious, regal. Oh, wonderful, regal. I can feel that, definitely. He examines you for a moment, sort of looks over and you goes, "How do you feel about... not green. Would go with your eyes, but not perfectly. There's a juxtaposition between the grey of your hair. You want to look imposing, but not... I think I have it. One moment, please. Can I have a name?"
A name. First of all, I look around the store. Is there anyone else at all?
There's no one that you can see at first. There's one person up at the top of the stairs who's sort of like perusing some what look like some suits at the top. From what you can tell, they just look like a relatively sort of older man, rather rich, who's just perusing through the various suits and stuff.
Name? My name is William.
William?
Yeah.
Very well. I'll have a look. The man drifts away. As he moves past, you see closer now, the clothes take on various themes. Some of the suits almost resemble the sort of the feeling of a suit of armor. They have like a jointedness to them and a sleekness that sort of speaks of chivalry and honor. You're sitting there admiring some of them for a good time, and you see one, what looks like a long, sort of like impressive looking business suit, rather simplistic, but just sort of with a wolfskin coat across the shoulders and trailing down the back. And as you're looking at it, like, impressively, you do see that it's sold. As you're looking at it, the man comes back in and he's trailing this long and rather glamorous looking golden suit, except it's not gold. It's more of sort of like a shimmering between gold and bronze. You can't tell quite which is which. It has a layered of sort of almost like scales to it, but the scales seem to shimmer in and out of the light. So that one way you're looking at it, it almost looks like it's bronze. The other way, it looks like it's shimmering gold. It's hard to tell what the message is of this, but it's quite beautiful to behold. He holds it out to you and displays it. Apart from that, it looks like a suit. Other than that, a really fine suit. Well, what do you think?
Absolutely beautiful. I was just gonna ask, since I've been looking around, do you have a cape you could pair that with?
A cape?
Yes.
With your shoulders? Perhaps. It's not going to look the most magnificent on you, but we can try something. What about half cape? Across the shoulder.
I like the sound of that. Half the amount of cape.
And what would go with yellow? I'm thinking a dark, perhaps black, inner lining of gold or bronze, matching to the gold of the suit.
Possibly. Maybe a deep red.
Red? Might clash a little bit, but clashing does bring some eyes towards you.
Oh, well, that's what I want.
Very well. How are you paying for this suit?
My vast fortune.
Money. Very well. He turns and goes
there
back sometime later, and he comes back with a crimson interior, sort of crimson outside looking cape with a black interior to it, sort of like a felt, almost like fake fur, sort of on the inside, like it's like a warm furish kind of thing on the inside. Brings it over to you. It has like almost like a general type like shoulder cuff to it, and he drapes that over your shoulders as you try on the suit. The suit fits perfectly to your body. The measurements, unbelievably designed. As he drapes the cape over your shoulders, he goes, the suit I can do for £10,000. The cape, however, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask for a little bit more money. Favor, perhaps?
People in this town seem really obsessed with news. Okay.
Or a promise.
I will agree.
Up to you.
Wait, hold up, what's...
I'm willing to take a favor, a promise, or a secret. Those are your options.
This is a weird store.
Well,
Okay.
It's part of what we do.
Can I choose the secret?
If it's worth it, yes.
Okay. Tell me what you want to know. It's a secret.
That's not how it works, darling. You offer me the secret, and I accept or I deny. If you want the cape,
well,
that is.
I'm a big fan of the cape.
It does tie the whole outfit together, and looks rather regal on you, too.
You've already sold me. You can look.
I don't know, you're still questioning the price, therefore I haven't sold you yet.
No, I'm paying. I just don't know in what form. I'll make a promise.
A promise. Very well. I want you to promise that when I call on you, you'll answer.
Is this like a mystical call or just on my phone?
You're funny. So do we have a deal?
Sure. When you call for me, I'll answer you.
Wonderful. He holds out his hand to you.
I hold out I shake his hand, right? But as I do it, I want to... What the fuck is that? Okay, never mind. I forgot what I was going to do. But I had something planned. Figure it out later. I shake his hand, yes.
Okay, you shake his hand. He nods and smiles and goes, and for the £10,000 suit, how will you be paying, card or cash?
No, well, and I...
Card, I'll get my machine. And he sort of goes over and he brings out a card machine that is unbelievably dusty. Sort of blows it off, brings it over to you, and scans your card. The payment goes through. And with that, I want you to mark on your sheet Crimson Aegis.
Okay. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Okay. Okay. One more thing before I change a few things up. That like wolf skin one over there. That is absolutely beautiful. It says sold.
I'm afraid that one's already been bought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, can I know? Yeah. Hold on. Can you describe it to me again? Like
it looks like a very fine business suit, except that a wolf like skin / like the head of a wolf / the paws and like you're not sure if it's sewn into it or connected to it, but like the wolf skin sort of comes off the back of it and flows into a cape.
Well. Also, okay. Also, this is still like set up like a store. So next to like the desk where you put stuff, there's like little stuff on the side. So I wanted to take a pair of sunglasses, right? From there, just the nicest one you can find.
Pair of what?
Like sunglasses. Because
sunglasses,
you know how they have, like,
He has sunglasses there.
He takes a pair and.
You want to add those to the price?
Oh, well, yeah, why not?
Well, if you're willing to buy, I wouldn't buy that pair. They're not quite suited to you. One moment, please. And he ducks beneath the counter and pulls out a set of shades that are slick, circular, and sort of go with your whole design. He points them out to you. These ones are much better suited.
They're not for me. They're for
You sure? It's just those ones. I'm sorry, but they make you look like a German cyclist. And sorry, lycra with that body, not going to work.
I'm well aware that they're not for me.
Very well.
Or a friend.
Okay.
He looks less like a German cyclist.
Very well. They will be, and he takes a look at them and he goes, these ones.
It's a pair of sunglasses, my guy. What is the deal here?
No, it's fine.
All right.
It's fine. For these, I want you to give me a convince check, please, Ned.
Did I pick like his favorite pair or something? What is happening? All right. I could convince. All right, baby, let's go.
Who are you buying these for? You're buying these for Todd.
Yes, I want to get him something out of the magic store. Okay. Can I use lots of fucking money?
No.
To convince him?
No.
Because like I already paid for the other thing.
You did pay for the other thing, but this is not for sale the same way.
Oh, okay. Todd, because it's for Todd.
Yeah.
Is this gonna kill me or something? Or is this like I don't get it?
It's not gonna hurt you.
Okay then. Alright. Would celebrity work?
No.
Okay. Lavish lifestyle?
Yes.
Okay. And I think that's it. I have a +2. Would I get something for accepting the promise of being called on or no? Okay. Convince, please. Yes.
He stands there for a moment, and with the sunglasses in hand, and he places them down on the table, opens up what looks like to be a very dusty, sort of 80s era looking computer, and starts tapping into it. A couple of seconds passed. He goes, all right. There you go.
I look over to his screen that he typed on.
It's turned away from you.
Can I attempt to look over?
You start to look over, and he just sort of turns the screen further away from you. He goes, "Thank you. Goodbye."
But it's like for free?
Not for free, but not for money. Goodbye.
What have you? All right.
You bought them. You take them.
I assume this place doesn't have refund.
if you can find us again.
Sure, I will. And he puts it in his coat pocket, like the blazer pocket. Walks out with a bag that's heavy because it is fucking gold, and then he walks out the door.
Okay.
And just quickly, like, I wanna be able to.
Oh, one more thing. Whilst you're sort of lifting your bag out, and your hand touches the suit, you were wearing the suit earlier, but I need to check. Actually, this happens.
Am I gonna get powers from this? Be able to fly?
That is low enough. Okay. As you pick up the bag, your hand brushes against the suit, and you watch as the scaled, like, color of the suit, as it touches, all of it shifts to gold, and it goes, and the arm of the suit turns rigid as each one of the scales turns into hard gold and molds together. Your finger touches away, and it resolves back into normal scales again.
What a steal! And I walk out of the store.
Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Half. And as the door cluts behind you, his words are cut off like a snap, and you turn around and you're standing at the edge of the KFC queue. Can I take your order, please?
I look over at the menu. Can I get 2 really big buckets of popcorn chicken with honey mustard?
All right.
Also, can you just do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
I just bought these, and I take out the sunglasses. Can you put these on, try them on, see what it looks like?
She sort of looks very confused. She takes them, sort of looks at you, very confused, and just slides them onto her eyes. They look like nice sunglasses. Sort of little bit tacky, but little bit German cyclisty, but she's sort of very serious. They're all right. Bit sort of cocky, if you ask me. She hands them back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I just needed a model, and you looked so great today.
She bursts into flames. No, I'm joking.
I'd like to speak with your manager. No, okay. All right. I put them back in my pocket. I guess I pay or wait for my order, depending whether it's right.
Okay. You wait for your orders as Todd comes over. Yeah, we leave you there as your order is being fulfilled. And do you want to say anything to Todd as before we leave you there?
No, I just say to Todd, I was like, I just went to the craziest place, and subsequently completely forgot where it was. But look I'll show you what I got. Give me a second.
Oh no, you know where it was. It's just it's gone.
Yeah, that's my point. But I tell him I just went to the craziest place, and they just closed, and but I got something really crazy. I'll show you later. Chicken, and then that's all.
Okay. And as you're chatting to him, we leave you there. I'm guessing you sort of spend the rest of the day just shopping, continue, and you head home by the end of the day to yeah.
Yeah, but now that I got the clothes, it switches from clothes shopping to just a fun day. You know?
Mm-hmm. If you head home and you try the suit on again, you do see that it conforms to. You stand there and you focus on gold, and it goes and forms into gold across your body. You release it, and it slowly backs into.
Does it have a tie that goes with it, like with the suit?
Like a tag?
Am I gonna use? No, a tie.
A tie? It does have a tie, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you do with the tie?
No, I just wanted to see if it has the same.
You are putting the tie on, and as you pull up the knot on it, you hold onto it, and you at that moment the gold activates, and the tie flips out, and you are now holding a long tie sword.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Sharpened.
That's what I wanted.
Slip it back on, floats back into a tie again.
That is so cool. Oh my god. And yeah, I cut to someone else.
Okay.
I guess because the stuff I want to do next will probably take a while.
That is end of your day 1. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone else. Let's jump to Nahia. We've done. Let's jump to Maddie. Maddie, what are you doing on your day?
Right, besides the morning shenanigans that we discussed last week, Maddie does want to at least meet up with the crew this today to discuss the situation with what needs to be done. And if it's all right with you, Matt, how about there's gonna be a little street race happening on Thursday?
On Thursday. So
Yeah,
we're on Wednesday
so
at the
that's
moment. So
tomorrow.
tomorrow, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna say there is one.
Lovely. So yeah, Maddie is going to contact Dante later in the day, since that's the only number she's got, and she's going to ask first of all for the other numbers of the group, and second of all she's going to ask to meet up at Burger City.
Okay, you ring through to Dante. Well, actually, let's jump to Dante. Do his first part of the day, and then find out what he's doing when you call him. Dante, what are you doing in the first part of the day?
What am I doing in the first part of the day? You mean after the door closes on our face when we leave Tristan?
Yes.
In the streets there? That first?
Yeah.
There's a lot to be done, mate.
Okay.
There's a lot to be done.
Oh yeah, so that is exactly where we left you. Yeah, with the door closing on Tristan's face. Yeah, so we're jumping to Elizabeth and Elizabeth and Dante as the door slams as Tristan runs away. Apparently.
I think Dante will close the door as soon as possible as Tristan goes, because he doesn't want anyone to possibly see Elizabeth, because the whole plan was she needs to stay dead.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, I think, without any need to investigate or anything. So Elizabeth hasn't seen Dante since Friday up until today. And one thing she'll notice is he seems somewhat different. Not entirely, still the same. He's kind of a little bit different. He's a little bit different. He seems as a weird... There's calm demeanor, yes. His demeanor seems far too calm for your liking sometimes. But there's like an odd confidence to him, like his spine is straight. And at first, he doesn't even turn away from the door. Just kind of stands there, goes, "He was worried sick about you."
When I look over the statue, the little figure, I'm guessing it's like good craftsmanship.
It's careful craftsmanship. It's not good craftsmanship. It's the craftsmanship of someone who's put in a lot of time, who's not maybe amazing at it, but has definitely tried to put in a lot of time. It's of a dog. It's not perfect, but someone has tried.
Yeah, I am getting the feeling, since he showed up at my door to deliver a wooden statue.
Alright.
And honestly, why he would be so worried is as much of a question to you as it is to me at this point.
I'm guessing you showed him some kindness. I'm also guessing he doesn't see that as often.
Right, she kind of rubs her forehead. We have not talked since
The cafe.
Right. Yeah, I invited him in. We should get, and she points to the kitchen. She's like, I can
Dante
almost smell burning.
nods and just turns around to you and follows you.
But she'll continue talking as they walk back to the kitchen. Right, I invited him inside. I didn't expect him to accept it, but he did.
Can I say something? As Elizabeth is telling Dante this, Dante very calmly just takes out a pair of leather gloves out of his pocket, puts them on, closes curtains, first of all, just to make sure that nobody sees Elizabeth inside. Yeah, what? You see,
Sure.
he just still listens to you while you do that.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, as you're talking, he's pulling on these leather gloves and I'm joking, and closes each of the blinds very carefully.
Right. So he came in and he accepted some tea, and I may have invaded his privacy. I kind of saw something I shouldn't have seen, I think.
Okay.
Remember oh, wait. Yep. Remember the blue thing that Jasmine left behind in the dungeon? Elizabeth does not know if Dante saw that or not.
Did I see that?
I'm gonna say you didn't.
I don't-
I'm sorry, I don't think you did.
Dante sort of like squints at you. What blue thing?
Oh, the little blue light ball that fell out of Jasmine as she was a bigger light ball.
I think at that point in time I was being shot in the face. Or maybe not.
Right. Well, a little blue thing fell out of Jasmine at that moment. I picked it up, but it disappeared. I wanted to see if everyone had that kind of light thing inside them. So I touched Tristan's hand, and I think I saw things of his past. It was invading his privacy, and he seemed kind of taken aback by it, and then he left, and then that happened, and she points at the gap from the door away.
As you think of this, you remember the memory. 3 boys in a field playing a game. The image fading fast.
Dante sort of looks to the curtains that he just closed and says, "It's not fucking right, treating a man like that."
Treating...
I don't mean you.
No, I know, you mean Grace.
Yeah. Look at him. He can't speak. We don't know what the fuck they did to him. Just hums. Yes. No. We don't know whether what he hums in front of Grace is what he really wants to say, or whether Grace interprets him for it. Not fucking right. Where's your phone?
I don't know, it wasn't the first thing on my mind when I woke up to look for my phone.
I know, but
Right, so I don't know.
please find it. Look, if your phone is still active, they can track you here. If they know you're here right now, that means you've not died. We need to take care of your phone. You can't use credit cards, you can't go online today. You have to use cash. I know I'm piling a lot on you right now, but please find your phone.
We're gonna take a really quick break.
Alright then. The heavy shit hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, he
Yep.
can't handle this. He has to ask the shadow DM.
I think Tristan is a self-insert and it's hitting a little bit too close.
Oh yeah, he's like,
No,
yeah,
come
I
on,
too can
no.
only grunt.
It's too... Oh, please.
By the way, are you seeing this in voice chat? Why are there so many pictures of this man with his katana?
You know,
So
I'm
that's
happy
what
to
they
Stock
love it.
photo, like stock photo models just do a lot of shit at once.
I love it. It's great. He's great. It's the new Ned.
You know that guy
smile.
is so happy when he read the description of the job for that.
Yeah,
Holy
it's like
shit! I get to get a sword. What is this?
you get to wear a suit
I get to wear a
and a
suit.
sword.
Hmm.
God, very good. Oh my god, I didn't even send the best one. Hold on. Here it is. This is the best one.
He's going to his job. Don't make
He's
fun of him.
going to his job with his briefcase and his fucking
Hey, look.
katana.
He's a cultured European. You know why? Because he's wearing glasses now.
Yes, and he has a katana.
And he has a
my God.
katana?
Oh, we're just talking
Never
about the
mind.
new net.
Oh.
Yeah, Dante has a katana now.
No, what?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Yeah. What are you doing?
Right. Look, I'll check if my phone is anywhere here. Maybe it's in the. I'll check. I'll just still it. She puts out the fire and puts everything aside, and then she'll first go and check in the laundry room to see if it is like hidden between all of the dirty laundry that she picked up.
Okay. You, I'm not gonna say this. You search around for the kitchen and checking through the dirty laundry. You don't find it, but after a while, you do see that there is a Tupperware sort of like thing, with full of rice, and you're like, that's a bit weird, and you stick your hand into it and you do pull out your phone, and it seems Alison has put your phone in the rice thing, and as you sort of think that, you hear sort of movement upstairs, and you can hear she's getting up and beginning to get dressed / wake up.
Alright, I take the container with me, pulling out the phone, and I pass by the kitchen again, and slide it over the counter to Dante, and just say, "Here you go. Don't think
Right in
it
front
works
of her.
anymore.
What? Wait, what did you say?
I don't think it works anymore."
Good. He just opens the phone, takes out the battery immediately, takes out the SIM card, breaks it into pieces, flushes it down. Yeah! Have to get rid of it.
As you break it down the last bits, Alison comes down the stairs. She sort of
As she's coming down, Dante, the last thing Dante will say is just, "Do you have a plastic bag?" Then take a plastic bag from Elizabeth, put the phone in, and say, "I'll give you both a minute, I'll be outside smoking."
Alison comes down the stairs as you're putting the phone into the plastic bag and slipping it out of sight. She sort of stands at the bottom of the stairs. She's dressed in much the same clothes as she wore yesterday, and she watches as Dante stands, and she sees that you're still there. Kind of folds her arms a little bit.
I'll leave before
Nods
she
to you.
arrives, to be fair.
She's coming down so fast that you'll
Okay.
just see the edge of her as you're
I'll
leaving.
pass her.
Mm.
I'll go outside for a smoke. I'll give them a minute.
She nods to you as you pass. Then turns and sort of like lets Dante go out. Runs her hand through her hair, sort of pulls it back behind her and goes, "So, you've got nice work, friends."
I made you breakfast.
Oh. She looks over to the kitchen and sees the scrambled eggs you've made. She goes, "That's lovely." She starts heading over and immediately starts to sort of sit down, and she makes herself a plate, but you can see she's not really in the mood to eat, though she kind of forces herself to eat it and smile at you over each mouthful.
To be fair, that's not what happens.
Then you make
Yeah, no. As she walks over to the fire to kind of scoop things up, Elizabeth will go to tentatively, after a minute of hesitation, stand behind Allison and kind of do the arms wrapping around the waist thingy from behind.
Her arms
Put
sort of
her
instinctively go around yours as well.
put her the head on the Allison's shoulder and just very quietly murmur, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
She just starts crying. The second you do this, she just starts pouring crying. She has to put the plate down with one hand and just starts.
I'm so sorry.
You really scared me.
I don't know. I thought I left you. I thought I was never gonna see you again.
You scared me so much, and I thought you were gone. Her hand sort of tightens around yours then.
I'm not gonna ask any questions. But I need to answer yours.
I don't have any questions. I don't want to know. I don't. She turns and she's holding your arms then. She goes, I just want you to be safe. I just want this over. I just want this to be the... Can we just not talk about it? Please.
This happened because we didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it.
You don't know that.
I fucking do. If I would have told you anything, if I would have opened up about anything except for my fucking job when I arrived here, this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have been in the dark. You wouldn't have had to drag me out of a fucking ocean.
You listen to me right now. And she grabs your hands and sort of holds them into hers and she goes, This is all my fault. You understand? This is me. I brought this on us. I'm so sorry.
So she loosens her hands and reaches up to kind of cup her face. She's like, no, hey, don't. Stop. No, it's...
He wants, he's gonna take his payment, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Wait, no one.
He's gonna take you from me. Just like he took me.
Hey, no. No one is taking me from you. And no one is taking you from me.
You don't know them. You don't know what they can do. You have no idea.
I just fucking died. In an ocean. I was dead. I wasn't breathing. I passed on. But you brought me back. They're not taking me.
Sort of, for a moment, the tears sort of stop in her eyes, and she looks up and meets yours, and she goes, "Did you know? How long have you known?"
About like a few weeks, no, a few hours before I left to come here.
What gave me away?
What? No, you.
I thought I could keep it separate. Everything
What?
we are, I thought I could protect you.
You. You also knew.
I've known from the beginning, Elizabeth. It's never mattered, but I always knew people like us were different like that. I'd been through it all, I knew. I don't know. I thought I could keep you from it. Thought I could keep you safe. I thought I could keep it all okay, but it's never okay. Once you're past it, it's just it. And you're stuck here.
But I was dooming you by being with you.
I was dooming you.
Every moment, every morning, I woke up next to you. I thought it could be the last. That they would take it from me, like they had so many times in the past. And every morning I woke up and I saw your face next to mine, breathing, happy, going to work. Such joy. And knowing that you were safe for another day.
We can't run from it. If you ask me, I'll tell you. But you don't want to know. Please don't ask me. Just for now, please. Please don't ask me.
She reaches up her thumbs, kind of brushes away the tears, and lowers her forehead towards hers to kind of put it against it. Fucking care at this moment. They can come knocking on our doors tomorrow morning for all I care. Let them come.
Asin lets out a sob then.
You haven't lost me, and I will not lose you.
She looks up at you, your eyes meeting hers. She takes your face in her hands, and she kisses you. And we leave you there. In that moment, you two alone in that kitchen. Two of you alone against the world. As it drifts to outside, Dante Coleman is in the hallway. In the,
Can I say what I do?
Yeah, what do you do
will
outside?
Do something in the meantime.
Yeah.
I light the cigarette as I go out. Something occurs to me because of Tristan's behavior and everything. And that something is, not just because of Tristan's behavior, but because of something weirdly enough Hound said ages ago. Is Tristan anywhere nearby? Can I see him? As I go out, light a cigarette, I take out my gloves, put them back, I light the cigarette. I look around to see if Tristan or his eyes are confused. Because
you start to look around.
I want to go talk to him for two reasons. First of all, I need to. Second of all, I don't want him eavesdropping.
So it's a bit hard with Tristan. You sit there for a moment, sort of like looking around the garden, and you can't see anything. You give it another scan, can't see anything. Give it another scan, and it's only on the third or fourth scan of looking over the garden that you say a pair of orangish eyes peeking out. And he's sitting right in the open. So the way you didn't see him is bizarre. But he's right there, sitting in the garden, sort of on the grass, arms over his knees, sort of just watching you. Cool eyes.
I come up next to him. I just go, "Hey, big man. Mind if I sit next to you?" I'm going to assume that was a no. And Dante basically assumes the same pose right next to Tristan and sits in the exact same pose and smokes and goes, "You smoke?" Damn. This shit's horrible for you.
He reaches out with a hand for it.
Sure. Dante passes. Dante actually, what he does, he throws the cigarette he has. He takes out two, puts them in his mouth, lights them up, and then passes one to him.
He takes it, puts it to his mouth, and
Told you it's horrible for you, mate. Yeah, give it back. And Dante just smokes two cigarettes at once because what else is he to do? Listen, I don't want to be an ingrate, and I did want to thank you for pulling me out of that building. I would have drowned otherwise. Thanks, mate. You don't say much, do you? Do you want to?
sort of pauses there for a moment. You say that, sort of looks at you, and an eyebrow half raises, and he goes,
I'm guessing that's a yes, but you're growing slightly resentful of the whole idea. You want to talk, but you don't want to be forced to talk. You like not to have to. No? Is this upsetting you? What if we figured out a way to talk? You know, sort of my job, figuring things out. I bet we could figure out a way to talk.
He reaches out and scratches the back of his neck, goes,
Yeah. Yeah, you bet we could. There's sign language. Although British Sign Language is fucking weird. I don't know how to sign you up for courses. There's Morse code. There's simple signs we could do with our hands. For example, Dante just does something that looks like a cat. This could mean danger. This could mean the coast is clear. This could mean come here. This could mean fuck off. So when you get tired of my company, you could just do this, and I'll fuck off.
He sort of regards your signs, sort of like looks a bit sheepish, as if like he's kind of intrigued but also kind of embarrassed that you're trying to teach him this at the same time as a sort of like embarrassed that he has to learn it. And sort of like his big arms are folded across his chest, and he's like,
"Oh, what? You're too big to learn? Is that it?" That's what they all think. People reach, I don't know, 26 and they go, "Oh no, I'm not gonna learn shit anymore." That's not how it works, mate. What's that mean? That was a new hand sign. Teach me that one. You want to hurt someone because of what they did to us? No. Wait a minute. Can you write? No? Why is that? If I write, can you read? Shit, mate, how young were you?
you see, he's getting more and more uncomfortable as this questioning's going on.
That's not questioning. Dante's pretty relaxed next to him, sitting in the.
Yeah, no, but he's getting more uncomfortable. Like he's just getting more.
I won't ask anything else. Do you want me to fuck off? All right. I'll just sit with him in silence, just hum a tune or something, put him at ease, until one of two things happens. Either I'm called back, or I'm not, and I'll go. But I'll go away to teach or something. I still have something to say about Elizabeth and Allison, so I'm waiting for them to invite me back or something.
The rest of your time with Tristan, you hum or you speak to him, or he doesn't respond more than with his grunts and with his. Very occasionally, he'll sort of grunt what sounds like a sound of approval. Other times, he'll sort of shake his head and scratch at his head, and there is something rather. There's definitely something canine about him, but it's also something that he feels being put into him.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a fearfulness about him that denies his immense size and strength.
I mean, yeah, to Dante, he's a child, despite like the difference in sizes. I think that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm good. Yeah.
That is essentially. I'm gonna jump to Nahia, you finished your day. You come home to Kingston, I'm imagining, for your evening. What are you doing for your evening, just to get an idea of what you do for your evening?
I think it'd be after she bandaged herself up, because I'm assuming, bloody knuckles. That's a little odd.
It's a little, but it doesn't. It's not like bad bloody knuckles. It fades relatively quick, but it's still like bloody-ish. It's like scabbed up, but you're not like bleeding still from your knuckles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think she would. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. I think to keep kind of this idea of normalcy with Kingston. She's just trying to do a normal evening. What they would normally do, dinner, probably a movie, whatever.
He has dinner made for you, but he still has not changed out of his rugby kit, and he is like caked in mud when you come in as he's cooking. He's washed his hands, but he's still like caked in mud, got a little bit like of a blood where it looks like someone's like tackled him a bit hard on the face, but he's still smiling as you come in, and he's in the midst of cooking some food for you.
She
Where have you
comes
been
up
all day?
beside. I've just been out,
Well,
just some time to myself.
next time you go out, take Terry, yeah? He's a grumpy boy when he gets left behind. I had to clean up
I'll
one of
take
his shits inside. On the nice carpet too, which is rather annoying of him. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What's up? What's wrong?
She just kind of shakes her head. And finally, like, walls are almost breaking down. Mentally, she's like, I wish I could tell you.
You can tell me if you want to.
It's not, you're not, I don't think you'll believe me when I say you're not
Has
safe.
someone hurt you?
No.
You can see as he says that, his hand on the counter is like tightened into a fist.
And kind of in a calming gesture, she puts her own hand over it, almost trying to calm him down. No one's hurt me. It's just there's a lot to explain. And like I said, it's not
I see.
safe.
Okay, well, if you need to talk to me about it, I'm here. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I will wait. You can talk about it whenever you're ready. I will be here. As long as no one is hurting you and you're okay, then I'm okay.
I promise you'd be the first to know if someone was hurting me.
I know. I trust you. If something is important, you will tell me.
And she nods in agreement, and her hand moves from his hand to gently, kind of like when someone's reassuringly like patting / like holding your shoulder.
You do
And
that,
she goes,
and as you do, his hands watch like your hands move, and he goes, "What happened to your hands?"
This goes in that category. I'm
Right.
okay.
You see, he sort of struggles with that in a moment. He goes, "You will tell me when you want to tell me."
I will. I promise I will.
As long as you are okay.
I'm okay.
All right. I thought I would make a stew tonight. It's not a good one, but I tried.
It's always good when you try. Let me finish. Why don't you go grab a shower?
My mother's slow cooker she gave us, it's not the best. It's slightly malfunctioning. There was smoke coming out of it earlier. I don't know how good it will taste, but I'll leave it to you. To it. I'll have a shower.
Thank you.
He leaves you to it as he heads up and takes a shower. And as you are left there alone in the kitchen, Terry sort of coming up and nuzzling at your neck, your leg. Neck. He's not that tall.
Neck.
You do see that he sadly has done a bit of a mistake and he's forgotten to wash the slow cooker before using it, and all the like chemicals have burned into the food, and he's essentially wasted an entire stew worth of food. It's frustrating, but you have to chuck it and make something new. And as you do, you're left alone in that moment, and for the first time in a long time, because you've been with Kingston a long time, you feel kind of alone. And as we leave you there, Maddie, somewhere across town, describe to me what is going on with this street race.
Oh well, that's gonna be on Thursday.
That's gonna be Thursday. Oh yes, that's not tonight.
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight?
And tonight, well, somewhere in the afternoon, she will be calling. Dante to both ask for the numbers of the others and to see if she can meet up with the crew.
So this will, I'll say this is probably going to coincide roughly in time with Dante. You are out on the lawn with Tristan.
No, that's morning.
No,
that's morning. Yeah.
Deep morning.
That's deep morning. You're going to be done by that with,
I have to go to lectures after.
God, you've got lectures off this shit. Okay, well then we'll do that. We'll do you later then, Maddie. Ned, what are you doing with your evening?
Well, it's still the same day that I bought this stuff, right?
Yep, still the same day.
Okay. So, well, first of all, I go and check that Alex Piper is still in his hole.
You go down into your house and open up the hidden thing in the chimney, and Alex Piper's still there. Still there.
Okay.
Frozen in gold. His eyes accusingly focused on you as he's twisted in petrified fright. For the moment before he was turned to gold, the same way you left him when you turned him to gold.
I kind of just like put the sunglasses on him, see what happens.
Slip onto his cool gold face, and nothing happens.
What was the big deal with these? And I like inspect them. I investigate on the glasses.
Go for it. Give me an investigation. What tags? Give me any tags that you think that only Mythos tags will be allowed for this.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Ask me which ones you think will apply.
It's not attacking me in any way. It's Is it expensive enough to have this? Well, actually, I'm right next to the Alex Piper statue, so it's surrounded by a wealth work.
I'll allow surrounded by wealth.
Alright. And I don't know, man. Okay. Can I choose to make this not an investigator instead?
What would you like?
I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be since I don't know the properties of glasses, right? But like, can I try and?
Well, the other options are like to go toe to toe with the glasses, but you can't really do that.
The other option, I'm contemplating just breaking them to see if some ancient evil gets released.
Okay, do you want to try break them?
I don't want a pair of broken glasses.
What are you doing? I need an answer.
I'll investigate them.
Okay.
Surrounded by wealth. Can I, just in case I get fucked by this, can I use always an effect for my defensive thing?
Yeah. You don't need to now. I'd say no. You can't use it for this role, but if you had to face danger, you would use it for your face danger.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just use one. One's enough, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's a mild success. What would you like to know about these glasses?
What is... Why was the guy who sold them so fixated on it? Or would that wouldn't make sense for this. How would looking at the glasses...
You might see something special in them from looking at them.
Well, yeah, what's special about them? It's going to be vague anyway.
You look at them, and you feel a very strong... Both your suit and the glasses exude a feeling of the mist. The glass is thicker mist than the suit.
Oh,
From
I
looking
see.
over them. In return, the glasses are going to ask you a question.
Oh, nice.
As you hold them up into the air, you have a feeling like you are being watched. The glasses are going to look into your spirit, into your soul, and they are going to ask you the question, who is my bearer?
Okay. Todd Bright, my best friend.
You say this, and as you look over the glasses, you see a flash of sort of light come across them, and for a second, just a millisecond, you are sure that there is a face looking back through you, through the glass lenses. Face is grizzled, worn, wearing the same glasses that look through at you across its eyes, as it smiles at you, a toothy grin with a golden tooth in it. And that's the last you see of it, and it's gone. And that's the end of your evening, I'm afraid. Dante and Elizabeth, what are you doing with the rest of your evening?
Evening.
Yes.
Day.
Oh, so days, that's day, you know what I mean? Days. Day to evening. What are you doing with your evening? Sorry.
Dante will get up. Oh, before getting up, Dante will just turn to Tristan, just extend a hand and say, thanks for keeping me company. Just to shake his hand.
Tristan sort of looks at your hand for a long time, as if somehow a little frightened by it, or uncertain of it. You're not sure. All of his emotions are very hard to read.
Okay.
Very slowly he reaches out and takes your hand. His hand is large, massive actually, very calloused and worn.
Dante firmly shakes his hand. And just looks him straight in the eye and says, thanks, mate. For today and for earlier.
He nods slowly, and then his eyes dart over to Elizabeth's house and then back. An unspoken agreement going between you.
Yeah. I nod, get up, and head towards the house and just very gently knock the door.
Elizabeth, what have you been doing in the meantime since we left you?
For like a fair good moment, I think the both of them would remain standing there. And once it's like the natural thing to be like, all right, well, we've been standing here for long enough. Try to get that, like, the take 2 plates, give one of them to Allison, usher her to like the living room, to like one of the sofas, and like take one of the plates, like go back to the kitchen, take one of the plates for herself. And I think like that's the moment as she's heading towards like the living area that there's like a knock on the door.
Okay. At that point, it's a long time you spent in each other's arms, you know, kissing, just talking very quietly and just holding one another. And now, as she's going to the living room, almost a moment of like sort of understanding and silence between you all, that there's the on the door. And what do you do?
I look through the peephole.
You see Dante Coleman standing in the doorway.
Right. Before she opens the door, or as she opens it, she says, you know, just for your information, I did check before I opened the door. And then she, like, opens it.
Dante, as she opens it, Dante quickly comes in and says, I just sort of like has a face almost as if he was offended by that, but not really. Like almost, he's not smiling, but he kind of looks at you like, right, yeah, probably really, that's probably the reason I trusted to do the basic shit more than the other three.
She closes the door behind him.
This
Right.
conversation is not going to be pleasant, but we already knew that. I know
What?
you don't want to talk about it, and I'm not going to make you talk about it. The best thing I can do for you right now is keep you alive. That means you can't show any activity. You understand? Nothing online, no purchases on your credit card. You have to use cash. You can't call anyone. And your wife needs to be calling you right now. And she needs to be calling you and your place of work. And eventually she needs to call the police and lodge a report because they will check. I don't think anyone realizes exactly what we're facing, but I have found something.
Right. How about you come back here tonight to discuss all of that? Because right now, I have Allison
You don't have
waiting
to
in
say
the
anything.
living area for me.
You don't have to spell it out for me, I understand. Dante reaches into his pocket. I think after I gave one phone to...
You
one
do have
phone
another,
each
yeah.
to Nahia, I have another 4.
You have another 4, yeah.
He gets out 2 phones with prepaid plans, 2 burners, and just gives them to Elizabeth. Says, these are burners, prepaid plans. My number's already in there, so the numbers of some of the others. This is for communication between us and between you and your wife, because might come a time when you have to not be in this house.
She accepts the 2 phones, and then just matter-of-factly says, so, tonight, 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, but do you have anything to put on, like a hoodie, sunglasses, any stupid thing to not look like yourself? Go about town. I need to get everyone together. Or do you mean tonight, just between us?
Look, I don't mind meeting the others again. I'm just not... Well, I don't mind Nahia knowing about whatever happened. But
As soon as you say that, Dante just like nods immediately, says, 6:30, I'll be here.
Right.
We'll decide how to proceed from there. Fuck, it sounds fucking cliche, but please be careful. Anything happens, bell me immediately. Anything. Send Tristan after me. Have him grab me from the lecture. I don't give a fuck.
I'll do that, but last time something happened, I didn't exactly have the time to make a phone call.
Yeah. 6:30. I'll see you soon.
See you then.
Okay.
The next thing Dante's going to do as he leaves is I'm going to immediately call Seema, say, hey, can you take care of the next hour and a half?
You
Unless
call...
Johnny's already... yeah.
Hello? Yeah?
Seema,
Oh, yes.
is Johnny there?
He is, yes.
At the lecture?
He's here. But, yeah, he's here.
But?
He's fine. He's just having a rough time. That's all.
And then and it clicks in Dante's head that maybe it's not all on him, that maybe something else is happening. It's just like, right. Okay. I'll be there in 20, I guess. Too soon.
Okay.
I get to the university. I imagine it's still like covered in ruby stone.
Ruby Stone are still there. They're in heavy enforcement at the moment, yeah.
Okay. I go to the lecture hall before, preferably the lecture, to talk to my TAs. I take them sort of to a little room behind the lecture hall.
You get there, Seema is her usual self.
Okay.
Johnny looks worn out and very tired.
Okay, then I'll just go to the little room and say, John, and gesture towards with my head.
What?
A minute with you?
What difference is it going to make?
You never know, do you?
Seema, can you give us a minute? She leaves. What is it?
I think that's my question. What's going on?
It's my brother. He didn't make it through immigration. They're sending him back.
To Nigeria?
Yes.
Why didn't he make it?
Something wrong with his passport, I don't know. I wasn't told.
It's not terminal, mate. He'll make it back again.
No. There's a man who's bought off his application. It's all dried up now. There's nothing I can do.
What do you mean bought off his application?
I mean, it's gone. He can't get
That's
through.
illegal. He can write a new one.
Welcome to
You
Ullmanoch.
go to the consulate. Ullmanoch, you can go to London. You can go to Edinburgh.
You've been to Ullmanoch for a long time, and you still do not know what goes on here.
Dante sort of scowls at that. Somebody in Ullmanoch bought your brother's application. You got a name of this person?
No.
How did you hear about this?
Just told me he was having trouble, and then next thing I hear, he can't get through because some people are holding him at the gate.
At the airport?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, not fucking okay. What happens now?
And he's told he has to go home. So he goes home. Only thing is, they don't leave him alone when he goes home. Keeping tabs on him. Making sure he doesn't ever come near the airport again.
Wait. They held him off at the airport here or in Nigeria?
Here. Sent him back on the plane.
So he's back in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Why didn't you... Okay.
It's not your business, that's why. It's my business.
You didn't have to tell me what's going on, John. But you could have told me you need days off. You would have gotten days off.
It's just very easy for you to say.
No, it isn't. I need you here. I really need you here. But if you have a family emergency, I would have let you off. Without a second thought.
It's not about off. Off doesn't matter. If I'm off, then I'm not making money, and then I don't have enough.
Yes, you are. I'll cover for you. Haven't I always?
Fine. I got a message.
Sorry.
They asked me to spy on you.
Who did? These people.
They said they would let him arrive if I did.
What did they look like?
Just messages. Slipped under my door.
Dante takes like 3 seconds, looks sort of past Johnny in the distance.
I told them everything I knew.
Good. Keep telling them everything you know.
And they didn't do anything.
Then demand more. Demand to see your brother. John, look at me. Look at me. You're going to tell them exactly everything you observe with me. You understand? You're going to tell me what a fuck-up I am. You're going to tell them how much I fail at everything. You're going to tell them how bad of a teacher I am, how my entire class fucking hates me. You're going to tell them how you're fucking angry at me and Tima's fucking angry at me and how I stumble here every day not knowing what the fuck I'm doing and looking like my life.
He called me one time. He said he was going to kill you.
Who did?
Man.
What do you sound like?
English.
Posh?
Little bit.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Flashback to when I called Faith the second time and when I yelled at her. Remember that?
Yeah.
And when Dorian took the phone from Faith
Yeah.
to speak to me. One thing I didn't say, everybody, I'm sorry about this, but I was recording that call because she was about to give me evidence. Of course I was recording that call, and I have that call in recording.
Okay, in the flashback? Okay.
That's
You
the
flash back to you recording that call. Okay.
I take out my phone, I get to the part with Dorian, I play it for Johnny. Sound like this cunt?
You play that voice, and his eyes widen as he recognizes the voice on the call.
I turn the call off, put it back in my pocket and say, as I said, you tell them exactly what they want to hear. That I'm a fuck up. That I miss my classes. That my life is a shambles. That I'm a fucking clown. That nobody here respects me or wants to hear anything I have to say. That I'm a failure at everything. They just look at me. You tell them that. You pepper it with a bit of truth here and there. When I arrive, when I leave, who with, and they believe you. You demand to see your brother.
They won't let me.
You demand to see your brother, or else you won't spy on me anymore. It may not sound like it, but this asshole here, he's more afraid of me than I am of him, as evidenced by the things he's doing.
You say that as Johnny sort of nods slowly and accepts it for the time being.
Then, like, as Johnny's getting emotional, Dante will just, like, take a step forward and say, come here. And just give him a hug. Come here. They ask you to spy on me. You keep spying on me, okay? You keep doing that, mate. I really, really didn't want you involved in this. Neither you nor Seema.
He nods slowly and he sort of whispers in your ear that Seema has never been a part of it, never known what's going on, and she's done her best.
Keep it that way. When I break the hug, I just go, you know why I chose you two?
Why?
She liked you. You and Seema. Of all my students, she liked you two the most.
She was a good girl.
She is a good girl.
She is a good girl.
Attaboy. Back to classes.
He sort of
teach me.
He moves in and continues on with classes. I'm guessing the rest of your evening you're spent teaching.
Yeah, just pay attention
Okay.
to my teaching. Just gonna put attention to maths,
Okay.
quick maths,
Um,
and
yeah.
afterwards, I think. I mean, Maddie really wants to call me.
I
So
was
I'll
about to
let
say,
her
so
call
it's
me
late
first.
evening by the time your phone buzzes. Maddie, what are you doing before you give him a call, by the way? Like, where are you?
Right,
when
so
this
during
happens?
the day itself, Maddie has just kind of
Ripped apart some
just
cars, some
well,
buses.
ripped apart is a bit big. She's more like
Sabotage.
yeah, breaking some important parts, messing draining for example, draining some brake fluids, just some stuff to make the buses break down later in the day. And she's going to spend the rest of a day just hanging about, just loitering in the city.
Is just in the
Just
city?
keeping an eye out
What part of
for
the
any
city?
buses that break down. I'd say, where would you find the most bus traffic?
Oh, cities,
Most
the
traffic
buses.
in
There
general.
are no trains in the city.
Yeah.
There is an old abandoned subway, but there's no trains. So buses is the only way
Yeah.
to go. So buses anywhere really.
Yeah, wherever is the most
Okay,
traffic, she's
I'm gonna
just
say
gonna go for a
you're
hike.
gonna go nearby where you're used to, which is sort of Russet Way, Eden Bridge area, and
Yeah.
yeah, you will see a number of buses after driving, pulling up on the side, and you see the majority of the people inside sort of like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm trying to get to somewhere, and the bus driver getting out, sort of murmuring his discontent. He turns around, checks over the bus, doesn't understand what's going on, calls in for a bus to come in and take the rest of the people, goes, what do you mean there's no fucking bus? What do you mean there's no second bus to collect? I've got people on this bus, they go. Oh, fuck's sake. What are we going to do? They've got bus passes, and they're paid. Oh, fucking hell. And you see him just like swearing, and he kicks the side of the bus, and you move on. And the
Maddie
same
is
thing is going
loving
on.
this. Yeah,
It's happening throughout the
she's
city.
letting it flow through her. Just the whole experience. It's lovely. And by the time she's going home and have some dinner, she's gonna call Dante, and yeah,
Okay.
wait for him to pick up.
As you're finishing your lectures, Dante, your phone goes off.
Dalen.
Evening to you. Two questions.
Yeah.
First of all, tonight can we meet up with the crew? Any success finding Elizabeth?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well,
No.
fuck. Shouldn't we send more people after her then?
No, I'll find her.
You
I
sure
need
about
help.
that? You said that yesterday.
I'll find her.
Right.
Tonight. Has to be late.
How late we talking?
9.
That's not
Ten.
late.
You're right, it's not, is it? Oh, what's the second question?
Second question is a simple one. The numbers of the others. Just got a race tomorrow. Was wondering
Dante
if
like
anyone was.
physically takes the phone away from himself to look at it, puts it back at his ear, goes, "You spent an entire evening with them."
Yeah, I did, and I didn't really think about asking for the numbers back then. We were kind of preoccupied with this whole grave situation.
No details on the phone.
Right.
I'll text you the numbers of the others. Rather, I'll dictate them to you right now. And he just dictates
One moment.
the numbers immediately.
Yeah, and she takes them down. Right. This also goes for you, by the way. I've got a race tomorrow. If you want to see some action, get your mind off of things for a moment. Just get over to this and this street. Name a street in
Before she even
Russet Way.
finishes,
Oh,
Dante will again say,
yeah.
"No details on the phone."
This isn't related to anything, though. This is just fun.
Everything is related to everything in some measure.
Right.
And he just hangs the phone.
All right. She just texts him with a street and a time, and yeah, that's it. She also, by the way, sends a message to the others. Each of them gets the same message. I assume this doesn't include Elizabeth. And the others get a message saying, if you want to see some action, this street, this time tomorrow, keep an eye out for the Green Inferno. And that is what she sends, and then she just prepares some dinner, which is a
What is it?
rather stacked burrito.
Rather
stacked as she can make it.
With what? I need to know the ingredients of this.
All right. We've got ground beef. We've got bacon. We've got chicken. We have tomatoes out of a can. Pickles out of a can.
I'm sorry,
There's,
this isn't a burrito. This is an atrocity.
Oh, absolutely it is. Yeah. 3
This
different
is-
kinds of cheeses. Mozzarella, American, and Emmental.
love
Add
it.
some brown beans to it, and let's say...
Oh, it's still
Brilliant.
going.
Oh, it's still going, yeah. Chili
Bit
sauce.
of motor oil, bit of
Olive oil.
Don't worry. She's
Does the
Scottish.
broken
She's gonna
glass
deep
cost
fry it
extra?
at the end.
She's not Scottish, she's Irish.
Scottish, aye. Deep fry it at the end. Deep fried Mars bar, delicious, aye.
But she doesn't deep fry it. No, she shoves it in the oven and just as a field time
And
with that
lets it
one. And
burn.
after that, she doesn't let it burn. She.
Oh, sorry, that would ruin it. My
Yeah,
bad.
that would ruin
Don't
it.
ruin it.
And the rest of the night, well, until she meets up with Dante.
Okay.
She's going to watch. Let's see. Let's spin the wheel of movies. She's gonna watch Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, you sort of troll online. So not sorry. You just sort of troll. You find Saving Private Ryan on the TV. It's on.
She's got videos.
Yeah, you've got video. You put it on. Okay, yeah, you put it on. It's Saving Private Ryan. It's a good film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, chill film. Out of character, out of game, I met the guy who did all of the spraying the actors with water for that movie. When they were moving up. They're very funny. But anyway, moving on. As you sort of are watching the movie and it comes to sort of a bit of an ending, what is everyone? So it's just you and Dante who are meeting, no one else.
No, Maddie kind of asked to
You
meet
want
up
a
with the
timeout?
group,
Everyone
so-
will have a quick
But
break.
there's a
We'll have a
timeout
quick break.
here.
We'll have a quick break.
Finally.
I didn't realize that was what you were trying to just say.
Yeah.
Break.
You were just like
Just
"What
saying
do you
break."
mean, D
I
with
thought you
your
were just- I
hands?
thought
What
you-
is that? You're trying to say
Just take your time out. What time is it?
You're muted, Matt. If you're saying funny stuff, we
2:08.
can't hear it.
He just doesn't want us to hear him.
Aw.
So when he eventually unmutes,
Truth
he's
is,
ready.
I've always felt like I was actually.
Yeah, you're still muted,
imagining
Matt.
it. So the truth is,
He's
I've always
just
kind of
rehearsing
felt
for
like
how
I
to
was.
tell you, Matt.
Oh,
then
that is it.
burrito.
Yeah.
It really got to me.
He's like,
It broke
well,
my
shit.
heart,
How do you
but
make
I
a
was like,
constitution check in City of Mist? That's not a thing.
Yeah.
So close to breaking.
How
Is there
much
someone-
damage is this
It's a
burrito
tree.
gonna?
Is there someone what?
I tried so
I thought there
hard.
was someone
I
like
tried
outside
to-
of my apartment, like at this. You can see my hand at this window.
Oh, that would be terrifying.
I thought you
Yeah,
guys would be
it's
upset. I was
really
pretending to cry on Michael, and no one cared. I was pretending to cry.
Well,
Fuck
because
you.
we couldn't hear you.
I thought I was being watched from my open window.
Yeah.
I'm always
I
being
had
watched.
bigger
That's-
fish to fry for 5
that's-
seconds.
I'm
Scary.
always being watched from my open window.
Oh, you are?
No.
God, I want a stack burrito now. Well, not like the one she had, but definitely like a big burrito.
A mirror back.
There's this place here. It's called French Tacos. and it sells like burritos, just shoved full of the worst stuff, and it's terrible
French.
but also great. Yeah, it's got like French fries, different kinds of meat, lots of choices of cheese. It's very odd. All of that in a burrito.
Just wanna ask again. What was the like exact message you sent into the group?
Oh,
Like,
she asked if you want to see some action, this street, this time tomorrow. Keep an eye out for the Green Inferno, and that's it.
nice. Are you the Green Inferno?
Who knows?
No, it's just the name of the burrito.
That's just the name of the burrito.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, Matt. You missed something amazing.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. What did I miss?
Well, shnaided asked if Maddie was the Green Inferno, and then I said like, "You'll see," and then he was like, "No, that's the name of the burrito, the Green Inferno."
I like that.
That's a good name for a burrito, though.
That would be a very good burrito. Lots of guacamole
Yeah.
in that. If you had guacamole in there, then yeah.
It's just guacamole wrapped.
Just
a brick.
guacamole.
Just
Yeah.
a brick of frozen
It's
guacamole.
just guacamole.
Yeah. By the way, is Neelan also a Scottish name? Because I thought that was an Irish name.
Nayland's Scottish. So the thing about Scottish and Irish is Scottish and Irish are the only two. So basically, when England was eventually invaded by the Normans, before England was ever invaded by the Normans, it was invaded by the Celts, and the Celts took over all of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. They took over everything, and then the Romans came in, took over everything up to Hadrian's Wall. Then the Normans took over everything. So the Scottish and the Irish are pretty much the only people who still have like Celtic blood still in them. So the Scottish and the Irish are kind of really linked together.
I like that. I like that.
It's really kind of bizarre because there's a whole language called Ulster Scots, which is like a mix between Gaelic Scottish and like Gaelic Irish, and it's only spoken in Northern Ireland, and it's very rare. It's very weird.
I love that. I love rare languages.
It's not really proper language. It's kind of like yeah. Go on.
One thing I have to say on the timeline, I think the 6:30 happens before 9. You know what I mean? Like 6:30 at
Usually,
Yeah.
that's how time works. If we're speaking in a linear path,
I'm just, Oh, what the fuck is up with my shoulder? What's going on there?
You've broken it. You've broken it. You're getting old. Yeah.
I hope I haven't. No, if I'd broken it, it would have hurt really badly.
I have that. I've been given a whole lot of exercises for my voice to make my voice work better because apparently I've got tension in my neck. And like one of the ones is I have to move my shoulder, and every time I move my shoulder, I feel like it's about to pop out of its socket. I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, I meant to roll it, and every time I do it, I'm like, oh no, that's not good.
I think I have that right now, man. I can commiserate with you. So like one of the worst things for tension is like actually I don't know how much you like.
Is hypertension.
No, it's when you probably do it at your job and you don't notice, like at the PC, just like leaning forward.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah,
like the leaning forward bit.
Yeah,
that's what really does. Like when you play games, sometimes you do that. When you work, like, and that really actually fucks up.
My neck's fucked up, like really fucked up. Like I've noticed this, like because when the surgery happened, like when it happened, I wasn't able to move at all, and I've since like been able to move and shit. But one of the like you don't realize that the movements that you don't do are the ones that like your body hasn't responded. So I can't like when it goes up, that feels like it's stretching my whole fucking like it feels like the muscles are like that doesn't feel right to me because my muscles haven't moved like that since the surgery. So that feels wrong to me. That feels like I'm like yanking on a I should be doing that every day, like stretching that because it's
yeah. I don't know. I do like sorry to cut you off, but just in general, like I started doing stretches in the morning because like my back would fucking hurt a lot. After, like
we all should do it.
So so I'm doing like I looked up like a bunch of stretches that will help you not have like a hunchback when you're 60, right? And so that helps. But like even when I'm doing those, like I get the same thing you're talking about. Like, feeling like your whole chest is getting pulled up by your chin when you do the
Yeah.
motion.
Exactly
And,
that.
But like then as I go throughout my day, I kind of feel like looser. So I can't imagine having to deal with that for like an entire day, not being able to look up.
Oh shit, man! When I came out of the surgery, I was literally stuck like this. Like I couldn't move at all. Like stuck just
God.
that thing. Couldn't move at all.
Like an owl.
Nightmare. Literally like an owl. No, opposite of an owl. Opposite owl can move full direct. I literally was just stuck like that. Like I had to move like this. And to turn.
Okay.
It's horrendous. Nightmare. Where's Syriinx
man.
gone?
Yeah, gone.
Oh, we have so much to cover this session. Are people okay with making this a longer session? Leah, are you able to make this a longer session?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm good.
Yeah, sister and I are planning to do dinner out, so we've got more.
Gotcha.
Okay,
This
if you're
always-
not okay with doing longer, tell me now because I'm planning on making this a longer one.
How much longer are we talking?
I mean, an hour or two more.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
Wonderful. Should I go make popcorn?
Yes.
Go now. If you're gonna
Absolutely.
make, go now. Go now. Go now. No,
Alright,
no,
I'm
Right
gonna
now,
make
right
it.
now.
Right now. Right. Go. 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 Go.
For fuck's sake! No.
Damn it, man!
Oh god.
That scene with Johnny.
That
holy
was
shit.
amazing. That was the fucking funniest walk.
Well, I missed it. I missed it.
Oh, it was hilarious. You're never gonna see that again.
Maybe he does it when he comes back.
No, no, it won't be the same. It was the
Well, you
best
should've
because he
fucking
was walking away
Gifted
doing
for
it.
me. Make a gif of it.
I don't know how. I'm not filming this.
Nigerian. The only problem is I did not do Johnny's accent right. Nigerian. I can't do the Nigerian accent. I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
It's so
Oh,
hard.
you don't have to do it. Yeah,
No, I
honestly, for a lot of Nigerian people, you can just do any English accent.
Yeah,
It's just
true.
Depending how long they've been there.
True, 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 true.
Also, I'm playing an Irish woman, and I can't do an Irish accent
Irish,
for
alright.
shit.
You gotta do like the. You gotta hang out on the like.
I'm trying.
You're doing good, like. No, trust me.
Do you like?
It's-
Do you like your films? Like,
Do you like your
Your
films? It's
Your
films. Films.
do you
Yeah.
like your films?
3,300, 3,000 and a third. You don't. You can't with the threes. You gotta sound like
Do
that.
not forget the third. The
Ah,
third is the most
the
important.
third
bit.
is the most important part.
Third.
Third. Aye.
Third.
Writer. The thing about you can do like stereotypical Irish, and stereotypical Irish sounds a lot like this, sure. But then you can go like
Yeah,
right,
but
you
like,
can go right down to like this is like a Dublin accent. This is like a really sexy like, oh hi, I'm like from Dublin. How's it going, sure? Oh,
I mean,
you meet all the guys who are like, yeah, I'm a surfer. I'm from Dublin.
she
you know.
would have a Dublin accent, I guess.
The Dublin people sound like they're trying to be really sexy. They're like,
Oh, okay.
How's it going,
I
sure?
can't. I honestly can't imagine Maddie trying to sound sexy. I just can't. That's not in her. Like she isn't.
Or you
like
can do a
the
Fermanagh
rest of this
accent.
group
A
who's
Fermanagh
starting
accent sounds like this,
relationships.
sure. You can be like a Fermanagh accent. This sounds really nice, sure. This is like a Fermanagh. You know, like that.
It all sounds the same to me.
You joking?
Yeah.
Really?
It's really difficult for me to
I'm from
that
Belfast.
accent,
Belfast
you
sounds
know?
like this. How you doing?
Well,
Belfast
she
sounds
isn't
like
from Belfast.
Belfast
so
sounds like you're like really excited by things. It sounds like it goes
I'm
up. at the
very
end.
glad I
Dude,
don't
oh.
have to do that.
Can we do requests?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a try. I'm not very good with that. Give me a try.
Okay, do Liverpool.
Liverpool. All right, I'm from
Liverpool,
Liverpool. I'm from Liverpool.
Fucking
You're
Liverpool.
right, Scouser.
You're
All right.
fucking Gerard.
You're fucking Gerard. Stephen Gerard. Aye. How's it going, aye? From Liverpool.
No.
I can't do Liverpool.
Don't do that.
No,
We're
I
gonna
Liverpool.
cut
The
all
English
this
ones
out.
I can't do at all.
We're gonna offend so many people with this break.
English accents I cannot do at all.
Pretty
I can
sure he's
do.
gonna cut
I can
it
do
out.
like the Cockney, like fucking hell, mate. Shit, I dealt with that shit.
Me to posh.
I was a
Please do
gangster,
posh.
right? Well, you know how things are.
Oh, hey, Mr. Grace,
Posh.
you're there.
Hello. This is Mr. Grace. Mr. Grace is
Wait, no.
Spanish. I'm
This is
Gillian
Grace
Gale.
to Gillian Gale.
This is
Yeah.
Gillian Gale.
Spanish.
Yes.
That's new.
What do we spell? Well, we
Gillian
haven't heard
Gale.
of him in
Gillian
quite
Gale
some time,
speaks like-
honestly.
Mr. Grace is Spanish.
He's meant to be like this. He speaks like this.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true. God, we haven't
I
heard
am
of
Mr.
him
Place.
in quite some time.
I have
bet
tried
he's
to
dead.
give you my honor. I've tried to
I
protect
bet
you.
he's secretly
But you
dead.
continue to annoy me. I find this very frustrating.
That just sounds Romanian.
Okay, now do America.
Oh.
Dracula.
I am very,
That
very.
sounds like
My
Dracula.
I
name
am
is
very
Bela
disgusted.
Lugosi.
You,
I am very
you,
disgusted.
You have tried to annoy me.
See, that's I'm not great with those accents.
Really?
I'm not. I've never said. I've never claimed to be good at accents.
I
all
will
right.
not take
I
you
never-
I will
shit
not. No,
anymore,
this is
as you would say.
Russian.
I never
Romanian.
expected you
I would
to
never
treat
have
me
expected
like
you
this.
to treat
That's
me like
Russian,
this.
Your
mate.
blood.
That is Russian.
This
That is
stop.
Russian. What I was
This is
doing
not
was
Russian. This is
Dracula.
this is
This is
Dracula.
That's Russian.
This is Russian.
I am telling you, this is
Come on.
Russian.
This is
Romanian.
not Russian.
This is
Come on,
Romanian. I'm telling you, this is
Russian is-
You
Romanian.
can actually do Russian.
Russian is actually one of the accents
I do not
that I can
think
do pretty
anyone
alright.
here can do Russian.
I can
you
do
know?
Russian
I
very
do not
well.
think.
Like Roy
Russian
Boy.
is pretty
You
alright.
don't think I can do Russian? I'm very good at Russian.
Russian
my
is
love.
very. I love how we all say
This
Russian.
is not Russian. This is a
You don't
Spanish.
think this is right? No, Barcelona. Spanish is like
please,
Cadiz.
Matt.
It's the Barcelona.
And this
See?
one is genuine. Please
That's
do
Catalan,
an
that's
American
not
accent.
American.
Just-
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Okay.
Like, I
Okay,
love
wait.
Starbucks.
No. East Coast, please.
East Coast, what's East Coast? Like, what's East Coast like? Yeah, dude, I was like totally like fucking rolling on that wave. It's like super cool, you know.
Isn't that West Coast?
I thought it was that's West Coast. Okay, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the West Coast like? I have no idea. I've never been to America.
East Coast, that's like I don't know,
California,
Boston,
baby.
New York.
Well, I can do
the
Texas,
East Coast
not
and the
too
West
bad.
Coast are pretty long. There's a lot of accents there.
Texas, I can do not too bad. Texas, all right. You just gotta sound like you're chewing on some cud.
I love that Texas one.
This is my
You,
spread.
you sound like the
for
fucking.
evening.
You sound like the fucking prisoner dude from Community.
Oh, the guy on the wheel.
Willie.
Yeah, that's how you sound.
All right,
Hey, shall we get back to
let's
it?
jump back to the game because we don't have much time and we need to jump back to the game. What time is it now?
Oh, hey,
2:21.
I don't need to wake up for work tomorrow morning.
Same.
I'm
But
pulling an
some
all-nighter.
58. Okay, perfect. Okay, so jumping straight back into it. Where did we leave off? We left off with.
Oh.
Who did we leave
And
off?
also, let me just. Maddie also sends. Oh wait, no, we left off with Maddie's delicious dinner.
We left off.
But
Nice
she
delicious
also
dinner. Brilliant.
also invites
Which-
the others for the talk tonight.
So you sent out the message,
Just a message.
out on WhatsApp. Everyone, you get a message saying from
What,
Maddie,
wait,
welcome you
WhatsApp?
to dinner. Yeah.
No, not WhatsApp.
No, WhatsApp.
No,
Just on
SMS. This is
just
an
a mass
SMS to the
message. Okay.
burners.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And she's asking them to meet up at Burger City.
Okay. All of you get a message saying to meet at Burger City.
But first, I
Elizabeth,
think
right?
the Elizabeth Dante moment is.
Yay! We have a rendezvous at 6:30.
You do
right?
have
Yeah.
a rendezvous at 6:30.
Yeah.
Dante, Elizabeth,
Yes.
where are you meeting? What are
Did-
you doing?
Did Dante give like the burner phone number from
Who?
like Elizabeth's phone to Maddie? I mean,
No.
right now.
Oh yeah.
No. Why would I?
I assumed
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
I assumed the same, but needed to be. Clear.
No. I literally told
Yeah.
Maddie that I haven't found you yet. because
He's like,
that's the
yeah, I
other
haven't
thing.
found her yet, but here's a phone number just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after the lectures are over, I hope that like Johnny composes himself during
He does,
the
yeah.
work.
He does.
Yeah.
He composes himself pretty well.
I'm still fucking worried about him. Before leaving, I'll just turn to him and I'll repeat the same instructions. That like, he doesn't have to lie for me. He just has to like embellish how much of a fuck up I am, and how terribly I'm doing everything.
He knows. You get the feeling like this is a person who's been torn up
Yeah.
by this for a while. And you get the feeling one of the reasons he's been absent so long is he doesn't want to spy on you. He doesn't want to shit talk on you.
Yeah.
So doing that, even
But
with
I'm
your
giving him a
approval,
green light. I'm
it's-
basically telling him
it's still
What you
a
see,
hard
tell
thing
them.
to do. It's still a hard thing to do. but he accepts it.
When I see that, I'll just come up to him and say, Johnny, he's your brother. Just do it. Don't think too hard about it. Okay?
He nods.
I'm letting you do it. You are preemptively forgiven. Go do it.
Okay.
All right, mate. This conversation never happened. We never talk about this again. We never risk you exposing the fact that you told me. Understand? Just keep doing it.
I really tried to say.
I know, mate. I know. I'm glad you finally did. Go on. Go home.
He nods. He does. You say.
After that, I'll head straight to Elizabeth. Really, I'll get on the bus and head straight to Elizabeth.
Okay.
Well, not straight because it's not 6:30, but let's say I.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. You head on your way, and you whatever time, by the time you end your classes or whatever, you end up with Elizabeth by 6:30.
Yep.
Where are you meeting? You're meeting in a
at her place.
House. Okay.
I
gotcha.
once again just knocked the door.
Yep. During the entire day, Elizabeth would have kept Allison at home, and kind of like the only it'll be not awkward, but she will tell Allison to make the phone calls, like Dante said, but she'll sit at the sofa holding her hand while she does that.
Allison seems to, in this whole time, she's struggling internally, but she seems like she's struggling definitely to give you the space to do what you want. She's definitely seems like she doesn't not fully okay, but she's accepted that this is the way it has to be, and she does what you say. She's definitely checking for affirmation with you constantly, touching you, holding your hand, just checking everything's okay, and she goes about as well.
Right, so then when the time comes, and Dante knocks on the door, Elizabeth walks up, goes to the door, and checks through the peephole again.
Dante Coleman is standing there.
Right, she opens the door and yet again says, "Again, I did check if you were wondering."
Marvelous work. May I come in?
She squints for a second there and then says, "Sure." And then allows him in, closes the door behind him, and leads the way to the living area.
Oh, Allison's there?
Allison is currently in the kitchen at this point.
Okay.
Sort of on her, as you come in, she looks up and her eyes catch yours, and from pure just accepting that her wife knows best at this point, she sort of accepts it and lets you come in.
Okay. So as we come in, Dante will sort of scratch his forehead and say, "I haven't told the others I found you yet. They know I'm looking, but I thought it's your prerogative, not mine."
Right. I think this is the easiest if we do this where the both of you are present at once. She'll walk over to the kitchen where Allison is and sit at the kitchen island. Motion for Dante to join her there.
Okay.
Hello, Dante.
Allison?
Would you like a cup of tea?
Have some, thanks.
How do you take it?
No sugar.
She heads about and starts preparing it. Without asking, she starts preparing your tea as well. How you like it, Elizabeth?
Mm. I think Elizabeth will ask her to make a 4th cup.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna say Dante like slightly squints, but sort of nods a bit, like not like as in you need my approval, but he's still like he just goes, yeah, you know.
You don't need your approval, but you give it
She-
anyway.
She makes a
Cool.
4th cup and just makes it like a basic cup of tea, so milk and no sugar. And lays out the cups in front of everyone. Sits very close to you, Elizabeth, and curls her fingers around her cup. And sort of her arm is brushing against yours as she looks over to Dante.
Right. I think Elizabeth will be the one breaking the silence there. Right. So I owe you both an explanation of what happened last night. You remember the text I sent you, Allison?
Yeah.
I said I was going to a museum in Kingstown with a colleague. I met Niles, the guy she looks at Dante, met at the desk. One of her colleagues, I met him outside during lunch, and he mentioned that he was going to Kingstown to get some sort of artifact that they apparently wanted to keep in the archives at the university. Some kind of artwork. Of course, I was interested, and so I offered to join him. We took his car and drove to Kingstown. I checked, there was no museum in Kingstown. But we did end up going to a house somewhere outside of the city. I've never been there before. I wouldn't. I don't exactly know the layout of the city, but it was not where we were supposed to head. That much I'm certain. We arrived there, and he just seemed like a normal colleague, you know. He lost his wife. He seemed happy to be in the city. And then we arrived there, and there were a bunch of guys there. Seemed like some sort of gang or club, or I don't know. That in like abandoned house. One of them was holding a briefcase. Niles stepped out of the car and went to the guy. I don't know exactly what they said, but at some point the briefcase opened up and it was the head of a statue. All of the guys raised their guns to Niles, and he simply made them all lower them again. And then he killed all of them there without anyone being able to do anything about it. And, well, long story short, after that, we left and stopped by the edge of a cliff where, after some apologizing, some story about his lost wife, about how he thinks she's not really gone, she's still around, he attacked me and he I don't know how involved you're into all of this, honey, and we'll talk about it eventually. I promise not to ask any questions today. But at least to you, the name will ring a bell. She'll look at Dante. It wasn't Niles, it was... That guy was... Fear. The Fear we've heard about.
You see, Dante doesn't look very surprised. He just nods very slowly.
Fear. He was Fear.
It couldn't have been the man we met at the university. He was in his early 30s. Everyone else in that group was far older. Nahia was the one who called them.
You were killed by Fear.
Elizabeth kind of gives a shrug.
Where is he now?
We don't know, do we?
Which Fear was it?
Come again?
Which Fear was it? Vergota? Fear? Which one? You don't know. Fear isn't fear. It's fair. It's Gaelic. It means man of. Which fear was it?
From what I'm hearing, you say there's some sort of a appendix after that. Man of something.
Usually, the one I came across a long time ago was Vergota, the man of hunger.
If I need to take a guess at it, maybe... Seems very lonely.
I see. Verglepnir.
He kept talking about his wife that was gone.
Rebecca. That's her name.
What did he do when he
he had this kind of a ribbon, red ribbon, and he could, I don't know, do things with it, manipulate it.
Yes. What are you going to do?
Elizabeth like tightens her hand around Alice's and I don't know.
You know this man?
I've heard of him. He's the worst of all of them. He's well known. He's the one that owns the name Fear. Made it his own. He's ruthless, brutal, unforgiving. Every damn gang out there wants to be like him and his men. They've all tried.
He has underlings.
He used to. In the old days, that's what they said. Him and his underlings were quite the bunch, according to local legend. It was... God, I can't remember them all.
Joseph, Lauren, Aspen, Lucia.
Yes. You know them?
We've met.
Well, they're not the most friendly of bunches. Well, they weren't in the old days.
They weren't in the newer days.
I thought they had faded from memory in the newer days. Yeah, well, I haven't heard much of them. I'd hoped they were gone. For good.
These people, do they have a set employer?
No.
Or do they bargain their abilities?
When I was aware of them, they were mercenaries, selling their skills to the next man with payment, whoever could afford them. But Fear was always different, according to the legends. He was principled, driven. He wanted something. He always had a place to go. They said you never knew with Fear when you ended up at the end of his gun whether or not you'd live or die. It was like he made his mind up on the spot. Strange man.
Yeah. I bet I could guess who he's working for right now.
What are you going to do?
Me.
All of you.
Dante takes a sip of tea, puts it back, and says, I'm going to find out as much as I can about him. And about his wife, Rebecca. And then I'm going to talk to him.
I don't think that's a great idea, but... Her fingers curl tighter around yours, Elizabeth, and she looks to you, and the look in her eyes is clear. It's, what are you going to do?
I got involved in all of this for one reason, and that was to keep you safe. For myself. But I don't need that anymore. I don't need grace or anyone's help to keep Allison safe anymore. Right, we're revealing secrets right now, so she picks up the cup of tea, the fourth one, stands up, and walks over to the front door. And takes a well, she leaves the two of them outside, inside I mean, and walks to the front door, opens it, and looks outside if she can find Tristan anywhere.
You look for a couple of seconds, and after a moment he emerges from the undergrowth as if appearing from the darkness, moulding into form. He's there. Humongous, muscular, and very shy. As he steps forth and sort of doesn't meet your eye, his amber eyes looking towards the ground, his hands sort of rubbing against one another.
She raises the mug that she's holding, kind of reaches it out at arm's length and says, you don't need to hide anymore if you don't feel like it. Things sort of changed in the house, and if you want, you can at least sit inside. I won't bother you, but you can at least sit inside in the warmth, and like I didn't. Allison made you tea.
Looks
Nothing like last time will happen. I promise.
looks at you cautiously. Give me a convince check. With +1. Not going to tell you what that +1 means, though.
That's alright. And if I remember correctly, last time all tags were relating to death and stuff
Can I
like
help?
that.
Every tag relating to death will be allowed.
Can I give a help point?
You... How?
My previous conversation with him, buttering him up
Yep.
slightly.
Yeah. I'll allow that. Definitely.
Alright.
Okay.
You have one help point from Dante. Make
Thank
sure you scrub it off.
I think that is it. Let's go. Convince, right?
Well, that's a 12. Nice. Okay, so he sort of considers that for a moment, watching you. As you say this, he sort of looks concerned and looks at you and very slowly steps forward. His hand reaches out and he takes the tea in hand. It looks tiny in his hands.
And I lead the way inside.
Very slowly, Tristan steps inside. As he does and steps into the space beyond, Allison sort of stands, takes a step back and watches him. Her arms not folded but just ready in front of her. Tristan steps into the kitchen. He sort of regards slowly, and a hand reaches out and traces the edge of the the door frame that he shattered as he ran out the last time, and he looks slightly distressed by it, but his fingers leave it. He steps into the room, looks from each of you, teacup in hand, sort of his one finger filling the whole of the handle of the teacup, as he slouches into his chair, and the chair that sort of, as he sits against it, sort of looks from each person to another and very slowly.
Can I say, just Dante did a very subtle wink at him when he entered the room.
Okay.
Just, hey, you know.
Elizabeth looks at Allison and says, I finally have an explanation for the hole in our doorway. It wasn't just me being clumsy.
As you say that, we're going to leave you just there for the moment. As we jump.
Can I do something?
Yes, just before we leave, though.
Not before. So when Elizabeth was walking out to give the cup to Tristan, and Allison and Dante were left alone, Dante will just take another sip of tea and say, "What about Anton Lynch? Ever hear that name?"
She looks at you and she goes, "Dangerous ground, Dante Coleman, dangerous ground.
One I still have to tread."
I can't decide if I hate you or like you.
Join the club. That's about half of Ullmanoch right now.
As she finishes that conversation, he comes in. Nahia, you are with Kingston in your kitchen. The evening's passing rather nicely. The stew you've managed to save, or what little of it you managed to save, is good. He is opposite you, his hand entwined with yours, the dog sort of begging for attention and begging for scraps of food around your legs. As he's going, and I told him, if you want to win this match, I will take it, I will bloody bring it across the line. And his hand is holding yours. And then it hits. Pain unlike any you've had before, deep in your stomach, like a knife stabbing right into your belly. It is agonizing. You tip and fall from your chair, collapsing onto the ground as pain courses through your stomach, and the image comes through of man. You are standing in blackness, water at your feet. He has a flat cap on, and his long black coat. He's the same man you met in the taxi. He's walking towards you and he goes, Nahia. You broke my oath.
And she looks at him and she goes, that's an interesting way to put it.
You broke my oath. You feel that pain in your stomach. Do you know what that is?
No.
You made a mead oath. You damn fool. You drank my mead. You pledged yourself to that one purpose. You said she would behave. I'm going to give you a hint, Nahia. She didn't.
Nahia stays silent for a moment, kind of like she's about to say something. And after a moment of silence, she goes, so what happens now?
Well, I could call in my oath. I could explode your stomach like right now. Rip your intestines to shit. Kill you on this floor. Have you die a tragic rugby superstar on the floor of your kitchen next to your husband. I could besiege this place, drag you from it, and put you into one of our various camps for people like you. You see, I have run out of patience. I used to have so fucking much for people like you. And the person you stood up for, she killed 5 of my men. 5. Murdered them in cold fucking blood. So I'm out of time, and I am out of patience. So I tell you now, Nahia, why should I let you live on your oath?
Christ. There's more silence. She's obviously combing over what she's going to say, and she takes a deep breath and goes, I'll do anything.
Anything? Well, that's a nice thing to say. Very hard to put down into actual meaning. What do you mean, anything?
She almost like looks to the side and then looks back and goes, I mean anything, just give me another chance.
Alright, another chance. You have a nice husband. He's a nice guy. Seen him play rugby. Seems like a good man. How about this? Jasmine Wright's alive. When she turns up again, I want you to kill her for me. I want you to twist her little head from her little neck. And when you do, I want you to call me. And when you do that, we're clear. Until then, consider yourself in my debt. Because I'm fed up with this. I'm not watching more innocents die. I'm not watching the world churn behind you and your people's actions. You think the world's yours. You can do what you want. It's not. I'll give you till, let's say, a couple of months from now. You see her by then, you kill her. If you don't see her by then, we'll have another conversation and we'll talk about what you can do. You understand?
She, at this point, isn't looking at him.
You look at me.
She's kind of...
You look in my fucking eyes.
He says that, and that's the only thing that pulls her gaze back to him. And she goes, fine. I'll do it.
Good. You understand, I don't do this because I enjoy it. I save people from monsters like her. I do this because it's my only... I don't enjoy this. But you're gonna do what I say, or you're gonna suffer. Goodbye, Nahia Castellano. Sleep well, yeah? As he steps back into the darkness, the pain secedes in your stomach, and you wake up to find your fiancé standing over you. He's shaking your shoulders, holding you as the dog is licking at your face. He's like, Nahia, yes, she's okay. She's breathing, but she's not... she's awake. She's awake. Nahia, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
She says she's fine, but don't move, please don't move. We are at, and he starts putting in the address and calling through, and you can tell he's on the phone to the ambulance.
Kingston, you don't have to call. I'm fine.
Don't move, you will be okay. He continues to call. He's already on the phone to them, talking to them.
She reaches out and touches his arm and goes, I'm fine. You don't have to call.
I'm sorry. This was a prank call. Goodbye. Fuck. Are you okay?
I can't keep saying I'm fine.
What is happening with you? What is going on?
It's so much to explain. And I'm already in their spotlight. I don't want to pull you into that.
Are you okay? Please, tell me honestly this time, are you okay?
I'm okay.
And we're gonna leave you there. Does anyone want to do anything? We're gonna jump back to Elizabeth and Dante, sorry. Before tonight's over. Elizabeth, Dante, back to you guys in your sitting room. What's going on?
Right. The last thing that was said is I now have an explanation for the hole in the doorway. And this is said towards Allison.
Allison sort of looking at you uncertainly. I never asked for an explanation. I don't need it.
No, you didn't. But I'm done keeping secrets from you.
That means a lot.
Tristan over here has been guarding the house.
I see. I suspected as much when I saw him a while ago. Why?
Because that's... I'm not gonna say this sounds weird because I should get used to it, that this is nothing new for you. At some point, I got a dream, a very vivid dream. It turned out that something also happened in the physical world. I woke up and I found the bedroom window, the lock broken, the window open. You were still sleeping. I didn't do that.
I see.
And the whole reason I am mixed up with all of this is because I am doing this. And in return, the person, Grace, that we work for, He promised to keep you safe. He didn't hold up his end of the bargain, so I went to him. And then all of this.
I see. Mr. Grace, you say? Grace?
Yeah.
Don't know him, haven't heard of him. I've heard of many, but not him. I'm afraid not.
And you don't have to, and I'm relieved that you don't. Right. She kind of scans the room for a second.
Tristan is there, tea in one finger, sipping gently. Dante is nearby him.
Dante's giving you a minute to talk to your wife, drinking his tea, and he's folding one of the napkins into an origami frog to give to Tristan.
Into a what?
An origami frog. Just calmly doing it while you're having a moment. He doesn't want to interrupt.
Wow, I appreciate that.
As long as Tristan appreciates it.
Right. As I said, she kind of gives it a second, scans over the room, then says that. Well, that's my explanation out of the way. You. Maybe we should head out.
Yeah. Before we go, there's one decision to be made. If Allison calls the police and reports your disappearance, you can't come back here.
Alison looks at you.
That's not a decision.
It's my decision to make as well. I'm a part of that decision.
Well, it's not a decision for me. Not even an option.
I'm sorry, but it's also mine. What is this you're dealing with? What is all of this?
We're being manipulated.
Elizabeth's face literally falls at that second.
Will she be okay? Can you promise me she'll be okay?
Don't make me promise you that.
Hand reaches out and it curls around yours again, Elizabeth. She goes, I can't. I don't know. As she says that, we cut to Maddie Nealon and Ned Halford. We're going to cut to you one after the other, very briefly, as Alison's hand curls around yours, Elizabeth, and says, I don't know how to. Elizabeth, leaving Elizabeth behind. Maddie, at the end of the night, what are you doing with the end of the night?
So, at the end of the night, she is after, well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the middle of like at the end of the evening, closer to it. Like she's just gonna finish a movie, get into a car, drive over to City Burger, and wait for the others.
Okay. Get at City Burger. Get out and wait for the others. And as you're chilling there on the sidewalk, waiting for the others, Ned Halford, what are you doing?
What time is it in the day?
It's now sort of late day. It's almost the time you're about to meet with the others, but you've got a couple of hours beforehand. You need to go. Just, what are you doing with your evening?
I give Todd some sunglasses and see what happens.
You're hanging out in the house when you give him the sunglasses. You're sort of chilling by the pool, the sun going down. As always, it's not the sunniest of days, but up in Lakeview, it almost seems to make up for it. And you pass him over the sunglasses. He takes them in his hands and goes, "Oh, thanks, Neddy. It's nice. They're all right. Yeah, they're nice. They're really nice." He says, "How do I look?"
I got him complimentary with this new suit that one man I showed you.
Looks good on you. You look very snazzy, actually. It's quite a... Maybe we could do some photo shoots with it. Sort of spread it around, make you look like the new you. Sort of get rid of that image we've been building of slightly crazy. Maybe instead replace it with more, regal, I guess. These glasses are a bit weird, Neddy. They're all right. Yeah, they're not. They're all right. They're right.
I like them. We could always return that if there's something.
No.
Properly block out the sun or anything.
Listen. I meant to say, I'm sorry. When you were up on that stage and you were talking your stuff about, I don't know, goblins and giants and whatever it is you were talking about, I don't know. It was crazy, but I'm sorry I stopped you, mate.
It's okay.
I need you to know it's never been about the money for me. It's about us. You know?
Me too. Sometimes I forget that, but me too.
Do you remember? We used to have barely any, money between us. Barely fighting along that shitty little RV.
Yeah.
But here we are. We did bloody good, mate. Bloody good.
Better than the 5-hour road trip we had to do just to make an audition. We have a private limo driver, and he's great.
I always told them you'd be a star. Bloody idiots all the way.
Even if the rest of the world doesn't believe me when I get a wacky stage and say a wacky story
Ned,
about something wacky that happened, you have my phone.
Ned, no matter what happens, you'll always be talented to me. And he brings out his glass. And you clink it together, looking over as the remnants of a sunset appear across the sky.
One last thing I want to do. Is he wearing them right now, the sunglasses?
Yes, yeah.
Right. I say, I take them off. I take them off him for a second. I say, "You're right.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Let me try these on." And I put them on. Let's see what happens.
You slip them on, and as you do, a cool voice enters your ear and goes, "Well, hello, mate. It's been a long time since someone put me on. Wow, we're gonna have a lot to see together, you and I." And as you say that, some 2,000 years ago, we jump across to the first invasion of Britain. Roman soldiers have come off the coast and have made their way deep inland. They have taken much of the country. Londinium is now theirs, and they push forwards The Emperor, who calls himself Hadrian, is building a wall. And as he does, various little excursions head north. In amongst them is Marco and Calvio, two very loyal legionnaires and centurions, both brothers, and have a long history with one another. As they travel deeper into the north, dealing with the various barbarians and painted savages they come across, they deal with them with this viciousness that is normal amongst their imperial might. But over time, they become worn down. They become tired and disillusioned. Deep in the undergrowth, they find themselves on a hill overlooking the coast. And Marco takes off his helmet. His head is covered in sweat, pouring down into his armor. His brother turns to him and says, "This is it. I have had enough. I will not go further. I will not go back. Screw Italy. Screw the lot of them." Marco nods. They agree. This is where they will stay. Them and their men, they will make their home here and they will never go back. At first, it goes well. The walls go up simply. And then the two of them start to argue. It is a simple argue at first, but it begins to get worse. And so there are strange things about where they will build the beginning of the settlement, or where they will build the walls. Several days later, Margot rams his gladius into his brother's chest and leaves him to die in the woods. Cut back forward several thousand years. That gladius, still worn and rusted, and still never washed since the day that it bathed in his brother's blood, hangs on a wall in an apartment. It is an incredible thing to kill a brother, to kill a family member, something that stays with you for a very long time, and he has still not forgotten it. His hands trace across it as his butler begins to prepare him for the fight, to watch it. He has to make an appearance. He always does. And always, the statue of his brother's head sits on the wall and watches him and groans. "Yeah, brother. This time, it's gonna be different. You stay here, watch the house and all that. I'll be back soon, eh?" And he patters the statue of his brother's head on the wall and steps outside the door. And that's where we're gonna end things tonight.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Christ!
Next time, okay,
sunglasses
guys,
are
let's
broken.
all agree that next time any of us do a flashback, we'll